Let's take a look on CrococryptFile under Linux or any other system that's running Java, including macOS. You can download this Linux version of CrococryptFile again from SourceForge. I've already done that. I've used the guitar archive here. I have depacked it within my home folder, and I will give now a short introduction to the graphic user interface under Linux, which works the same as under Windows, and the command line options. So I've already opened a console, a terminal, and we will just take a look into the folder. As you can see, there's a executable called Croco. If we just call Croco, you can see the hint that you can also use the command line interface, but let's stick to the graphic user interface for a second. What you can do here is select one or multiple directories to encrypt. I will just select the pictures folder and again an image to encrypt, and you can see here now that you have the same crypto providers as under Windows, except for the Windows key store, of course. So I can do like PGP encryption here again. As you can see, I have several dummy keys here installed, and I can of course also use the classic password-based encryption. So this works the same as under Windows. This is why I won't show that again. I quit here. And so let's look at the command line option, which could also be used in scripts or for batch processes in a server mode or whatever. As you can see here, CrococryptFile is Java based. It needs Java 1.7 or higher to run. The Croco executable sums up all the necessary calls into one executable. I think if you are familiar with the Linux console or terminal, you will be able to use the command line options very easily. I will now give an example for password-based encryption. So if you want to encrypt a directory, like I will do the pictures folder now, I can show the pictures folder. Here there's a little PNG image from OpenClipArt, and I want to encrypt this now, the whole folder. I will use the following options. -C forces the console to be used, so there will no graphical user interface being used. I want to encrypt a file. I want it to be called, and I use the CrococryptFile directory directly. I will call it pictures.croco. And now the important part, which crypto provider to be used. As you can see here, every crypto provider can be specified. I will use the simple password-based encryption with AES. And now I can specify arbitrary files and directories, so a list of files and directories. I will just use the pictures folder in this case. I have to provide the encryption password as you know it from the graphical user interface. And so we're done, that's it. As you can see, now there is this pictures.croco file. And now we go for the decryption. Let's take a look again on the command line options for this. So we need -C, -D for decryption. We need to specify a target directory. I will again choose the directory that we are in. And I have to specify the Croco file, the encrypted archive. And you see it's very simple. I put in the decryption password, and now we have the pictures folder, which hopefully contains all our data. Let's take a look at this folder. As you can see here, I'm in the CrococryptFile folder, and there we go. We have the plain file through the decryption we've just done. A quick look at all options that you might want to use. We've used the C option, we've used the D option, the E option. I think it's self-explainable. What's important is if you have to script something and you want to automatically encrypt something password based or decrypt something with your PGP files, you are able to do so to specify the password with the cred option. However, this is of course not recommended, because that would mean that you store the password in a script or that it might be readable through the console. So this in general is a bad idea. You might have a certain application for this in special circumstances, but use it with care.